My name is Bob Bennett, formerly with the Board of Directors of the John R. Oishei Foundation. Well, I was cautioned by the good staff at Oishei that not to be seen coming in here, particularly if Robert saw me. He would ask me, "Why are you here?" And I probably would have given it away, saying, "Oh, I'm doing a video about you."
The thing I remember most about the Gioia family is if you walk down the sidewalk on Sunday, the aroma coming out of that kitchen would be just marvelous. And I would stand out there hoping I would get an invite in.
No question. Robert is most proud of his family.
He's a very, very solid family man and understands the value of family. Whenever he would talk about his family, his three girls, four girls with the missus, his complexion would change. You knew that he wanted that for everybody.
And the camaraderie that he builds on a team, it's irreplaceable. And there's a real family-like atmosphere that he created, and he creates on every scale.
We sit down together and we break bread and we share the stories of our lives and we share the challenges of our work. And Robert is at the head of the table, egging us on, making sure that we're all in the room because that's what he loves the most. He loves being surrounded by people who are telling stories.
Robert is a serious-minded guy who's out to make a serious impact, but he's also got a wonderful sense of humor.
He has a wicked sense of humor. We see it every single day, and it makes it fun to come into work. He's always encouraging us to do more, to be our best selves, and to work really hard for this community.
Robert is passionate. Robert is dedicated. Robert is fun. Robert loves his family. I think that's what comes first for him, but second is this community, and he cares as much about this community as anybody I know.
He's like a brother. He's one of the only two Italian guys that I will give a kiss to. You know, I'll kiss him on the cheek and do both sides and everything, so.
He's a family man, and I think he brings a sense of family to everything that he does. One word, Robert Gioia. One word.
One word for Robert.
Intrepid.
Fun.
There are way too many.
You know what, one word? I think he's sweet.
I think I would probably say generous.
Generous.
Passionate. Want me to stop at that one?
Kind.
My friend.
The secret to a really successful, happy life is quite simple. Think about other people. And in thinking about Robert Gioia, I think that's all he does, is think about other people. He thinks about his city and all the work that he's done over the years.
When you make a difference in someone's life, when you give them an opportunity to succeed and to help, and they in turn help others.
One thing one must know about Robert is he explores the issue at hand, and he sees the big picture in almost every circumstance.
He's one of those people that you meet very rarely in life. You know, he's very well-rounded, he's very committed. He's so effective and in such a quiet, unassuming, I shouldn't say quiet and unassuming because he does command a presence.
Robert has never been the kind of leader that just, sits behind the desk. He loves to be out there and he loves to be engaged in some of the thorniest topics and the most difficult, biggest complicated ones.
I think he derives all of his inspiration from knowing that we need to educate people in so many different ways. When you think about it, you educate people through their exposure to nature, you educate people through their exposure to arts and culture. But first and foremost, you have to educate people.
He has come from the private sector but he's not viewed as that businessman. He comes from the community, but he's not viewed as an activist. He's really one of those unique people that has the ability to wear all of these hats at the same time.
Well, I think everything Robert does isn't work to him. He's having lots of fun. He loves all this stuff.
Connecting people takes real listening. And I think Robert's the type of person who can walk into any room. He's approachable, accessible, willing to listen.
Robert is a connector.
Leaders surround themselves with good people, and I think that's what Robert does.
Robert is a people person. He collects people, really. And it's a beautiful thing to watch.
When I think of Robert's legacy, I think of someone who preserves history but looks ahead.
He's got a really strong sensitivity for those in our community who need our help the most.
Robert is one of those people in our community who exudes a sense of hope and possibility. Because he is willing to take on those big challenges and because he always finds a way to get to the end, to a positive end, it feels like there's always going to be a solution. I think really his mindset to do whatever it takes to get it to yes.
He is a fierce competitor, and I think one of the great things about Robert is that he knows that in philanthropy and in support of Buffalo, we can't be competitors.
We've really made smart growth investments in our community. And you can look across so many different areas, whether it's the waterfront, the medical corridor, the arts and cultural, the heritage tourism. You know, this is a city that people are wanting to come to now. It's so encouraging to know that people think of Buffalo not just as chicken wings and snow, but a great city for art, architecture, entertainment, waterfront, seasons. And it's a navigable city. You can fly in, you can get around. All the things that we've done are making this a much better place to live, work, and play. And Robert and the Oishei Foundation have been in the middle of so many of those changes, those very positive changes.
Look at the city of Buffalo. Look at Children's Hospital. Look at the many multiple community groups that, you know, and that have been impacted by the foundation.
And they were all long-term strategies. These are not one of those is silver bullet or overnight. And it takes a collaborative, holistic approach to make those things work. So we were lucky that he was at those tables at those moments because they are life-changing for the whole community.
When I look back, though, and see how many items that he's accomplished and how many institutions that he's touched and what he's done, I don't think he himself would have predicted that, but I'm not surprised by all of it because of his nature. He's like a magnet. I don't know what his plans are, but certainly his golf game could use a little work.
You give him a weed whacker or a lawnmower, he's in heaven. You know, you just put him in that backyard and let him do those things.
He's not the kind of guy that's gonna, head off to some golf course in Florida. Robert is a Western New York guy, and I think he will always be that way. And Sally's a Western New York person too, and together I know they will both continue to be really important leaders and voices in this community.
I hope Robert knows how deeply appreciated he is.
I don't think the story's over. I think that it's just gonna be another page of the book